I was built for this, for the blood and sweat, for the long shot odds and the no-name bet, for the nights that burn and the mornings rough, for the pain that pounds but ain't ever enough. Yeah, I'm cut from the grit, from the hammer and hiss. You can't stop what was born for the risk. I'm not just standing, I exist, 'cause I was built for this.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I know enough to be dangerous farm. My name's Rob, and as you can see, I'm standing in front of the ditch witch attachment. It's on our TYM 574, and we're going to see if the third function, actually it's a diverter valve on this tractor, has enough flow to run this ditch witch effectively. I'm guessing it's going to run it, but it's going to be slow. So what we have to do is run electric line down to the new greenhouse, and it's about 250 feet. So we're gonna give this a whirl. This diverter valve was an add-on when I bought the tractor. It wasn't a lot of money, but you know, still money's money. It does run the grapple, but like I said, it's a diverter valve, so you can't, you know, dump the bucket and grapple at the same time, function the grapple at the same time and tip the bucket. So that's not how it was sold to me. It was sold to me as a true third function, but I've found out in the field test that it is just a diverter valve. So let's see if this diverter valve has enough flow to run this ditch witch. So this is an electronic diverter valve, and it's controlled. What is slick is that it's already this tractor's pre-wired for a third function diverter valve, whatever you want to call it. And it's controlled by these two little buttons here, and it is down here, which I don't like. I have fixed this little teeny tiny wire right there before, this little fragile little wire down here before it came out of that quick connect. So if you're having problems with your TYM electronic over hydraulic diverter valve, check these little wires first. It's right down here. They should make a shield for all this stuff. So what we have to do is run a direct burial from this panel box. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. There used to be a building here, so I think that's why there's power here. So we'll run this and we'll trench along here down to that new greenhouse down there. And what we'll do is we'll try to pull back some of the stone we made nice the other day to salvage some of that, and then when we go through here we can just push it back.
I was raised in the rust, built tough as nails, where the wind cut sharp and the weak boys bail. I felt the dirt, I've tasted steel, but I ain't never bowed and I never will. Got a backbone carved out of red clay pride, and a fire that don't quit when it's tested or tried. You can bet your last dime and your name on a stone, this fighting heart don't break, it owns. I was built for this, for the blood and sweat, for the long shot odds and the no-name bet, for the nights that burn and the mornings rough, for the pain that pounds but ain't ever enough. Yeah, I'm cut from the grit, from the hammer and hiss. You can't stop what was born for the risk. I'm not just standing, I exist, 'cause I was built for this. Don't need luck when the storm rolls in. I ride that thunder like it's born within. Been down to nothing, still I rose, with nothing but truth in my callous soul. Ain't no map for the path I ride, just a six-gear faith and a flame inside. You can count me out, but you'll count wrong. I don't crack, I just get strong. I was built for this, for the back road wars, for the locked door scars and the slamming floors, for the loss that stings and the pride that climbs, for the line you draw and the one I cross every time. Yeah, I'm stormproof, fire-tested, tight fist. You can't shake what was made like this. I don't flinch, I persist, 'cause I was built for this. Hey, hey, hey. lightning blast. I was raised in the rust, built tough as nails, where the wind cut sharp and the weak boys bail. I felt the dirt, I've tasted steel, but I ain't never bowed and I never will. Got a backbone carved out of red clay pride, and a fire that don't quit when it's tested or tried. You can bet your last dime and your name on a stone, this fighting heart don't break, it owns. I was built for this, for the blood and sweat, for the long shot odds and the no-name bet, for the nights that burn and the mornings rough, for the pain that pounds but ain't ever enough. Yeah, I'm cut from the grit, from the hammer and hiss. You can't stop what was born for the risk. I'm not just standing, I exist, 'cause I was built for this. Don't need luck when the storm rolls in. I ride that thunder like it's born within. Been down to nothing, still I rose, with nothing but truth in my callous soul. Ain't no map for the path I ride, just a six-gear faith and a flame inside. You can count me out, but you'll count wrong. I don't crack, I just get strong. I was built for this, for the back road wars, for the locked door scars and the slamming floors, for the lost, the stings and the pride that climbs, for the line you draw and the one I cross every time. Yeah, I'm stormproof, fire tested, tight fist. You can't shake what was made like this. I don't flinch, I persist, 'cause I was built for this.
So the TYM will run this trencher, but it will tell you when it can't do something that you're asking it to do. So if it catches a rock, it will stop, or a larger root, it will stop. So if you do catch a rock, just put it in reverse to kick the rock out and continue on with your trench. This is one of those implements that you just need to know what you're doing and what your machine can handle. This is not taking a place of a skid steer on this machine. A skid steer would have more power and would be able to go faster. I've run this implement on a skid steer and now on the TYM. This was just a demonstration to see if the TYM would run this, what we need it for. Now we just need it for running wires here and there, some drip tube in the field. So we're only going about a foot deep in average soil conditions, I would call it. Every once in a while we'll catch a rock in that chain and we just reverse it to free the chain up. So all is left, a little handwork. I get the trench and shovel out and just clean the little bit off the bottom. But I wanted to go right along the driveway, less mess, less stone to reuse. I think it did a great job. So there you have it. To sum up the video, at the end of the day, the TYM 574 does run a skid steer ditch witch with its diverter valve. One thing you have to, or a couple things to note, it seems to be the sweet spot is like 2,000 RPMs. It'll go, you know, you can put it up to 2,500, but it doesn't go any faster and it doesn't have any more power. So I want to just save a little bit on fuel. So 2,000 RPMs on the engine. And if you put it in low and just creep, you can just go right along instead of digging, going back, digging, going back, digging, going back. And you know, this way is a lot faster than a backhoe. I know I'm going to get a little hate mail for that, but it is faster because a small 3-point hitch attachment backhoe like I have, you're on and off the tractor constantly to move the tractor, okay? So, and it's a little bit neater as far as the trench and cleanup a ditch witch is. And this tractor had no trouble running this implement at all. So one thing I did do, I got the third function on this. These came with flat face connectors. I changed them to, we call them Pioneer connectors, the ball connectors, the old school ag connectors on that. The reason why I'm still changing all my implements over to the Pioneer system, it's just these flat face on this machine. That ain't good. The problem I had when this had flat face connectors on it, it would not relieve the pressure when I switched implements. So I don't know if it's something to do with the hydraulic or the electric diverter valve. Even when the tractor's off, I've tried it on, off, wiggle the joystick, relieve the pressure. It's still, I could not connect anything on this. And see, there's some flex on that, so I didn't want to break it. So I put the Pioneer connectors on there, and I don't have any problem connecting on and off to the third function valve anymore. So far as what this is, obviously I call it a ditch witch, but it's a trencher. The brand is, I think it's a Wolverine, but it's just a Chinese knockoff. The Chinese equipment, they give them these cool names, and we're supposed to get all crazy about it. But, it was cheap. If I used it all the time, I don't know, but it's never let me down. So another thing is going through the roots. There was some roots up in the trees up there, as you can see. It will go through them. The big ones, it would stop. And then a couple times I got a rock. Sometimes you get a rock stuck in here between the tooth and this back shield, and you just reverse the chain, and it kicks that rock out. So yeah, I don't know. The only thing I've ever done to this is I changed the bolts out because all the bolts were loose when I got it. I'm the second owner. I don't even think the guy ever used it. But yeah, it's a white label deal. I think it's a Wolverine, or maybe I just want to call it a Wolverine because it's a cool name. But yeah, it did a great job. Nice and clean. Up there goes across the crusher run driveway. I'll put the direct burial in a sleeve. Just because. So that's it for today. Please press like and subscribe. We're always doing crazy stuff like this, and we're trying to finish the greenhouse. That should be done by this weekend because we have to get this house done. Like everything else I do around here, it just feels like I'm behind, but I think that's just farming in general. We're already putting seedlings in here. So this will be the water tank. This is where we'll treat the water, get the chlorine out of it when we can't pump it from the creek. But this house will be full by this weekend. We'll have plastic and everything, and we're going to do some special lighting to push these things through the growing season. So thanks for stopping by, and that's today's video. Take care.